What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here with another update. I am here with Mr. Brian Daigle. How are we doing, Daigle?
Brother, we are very, very good. The sun is shining. Like I've done my first week of work. I'm enjoying a weekend, a well-earned weekend, and I'm spending time with you in the We Are Tottenham TV community. What better way to have a Saturday? Yeah,
you're talking about being in a job. Someone that's not in a job, Mr. Daniel Levy, has apparently sold his shares to 8 Sports Capital Limited, and that is the first place where we're going to go for the Tottenham update. So we heard yesterday that he had sold his shares, like I said, to 8 Sports Capital Limited. Since then, there has been a statement from ENIC regarding the matter, and they say, we can confirm that either ENIC nor Tottenham Hotspur are aware of any sale by Daniel Levy's family trust of its minority stake in ENIC, Tottenham's parent company. The Tottenham board and executive team remain fully focused on delivering the commitments we set out to fans at the end of the season. Look, there's a couple of ways you can look at this. One, it's just a bit of jargon and it's not happening and it's just a bit of hot air. But there is another aspect of it saying that Daniel Levy is not entitled to tell the Lewis family that he has, gone through with this sale. So I'm not sure what to make out of it, what to believe out of it. I think there was a report, from Matt Law saying that, Daniel Levy has sold his shares without the knowledge of the Lewis family. Where do you kind of sit with it?
All I will say to begin with, in what other business in the world do things like this happen? And I'm not just talking football. It's been sold. No, it hasn't. We're going to come out, ITKs, then ENIC will make it. It's an absolute car crash, the situation. It's so ridiculous. And obviously, ITKs and Chinese whispers and broken telephone happens and everything goes on. And you say one thing and it just snowballs into something. I don't listen to this anymore until I hear official Levy has gone, although it's a great few hours that I had when the first rumour was a great few hours. But it's got to the point now that when it's sold, it's sold. I'm just not going to listen to any of these rumours. How many times in the time that I've known you, 6, 7 years, have we heard we're about to be taken over or investment is coming in? And then it's big news for, in this case, a few hours, but maybe a couple of days, then it's never to be heard of. So there's obviously, I can't wait in a few years' time when we actually find out what the split and why Levy left, how he left, whatever comes out, because there's got to be a lot more behind it than what's going on and what's being said. But yeah, I'm just paying no attention to it. I've been here a million times.
Has been said since this statement that ENIC are about to add a bit more capital to the club, going to inject some more funds in the coming days or weeks, wherever it may be. Do you see any sort of, they spoke a big game at the end of the season, didn't they? Do you see any of that statement of intent so far with the business that we're potentially doing?
So let's look at the last 2 examples. 150 million windfall treasure chest or whatever it's called, war chest, when Conte was there. And then obviously we spent 100 million of it on 7 players. Then you look at it recently. When Levy left, ENIC said last season, didn't they? They put £100 million in, and that didn't really go well in January, did it? That wasn't used or whatever it may be. So it's always good to hear that they're pumping money in, but we don't get to see the reflection of that on the pitch. Maybe third time lucky, maybe third investment lucky. Again, as we all said when Vinay, the Lewis family, and Charrington done their statements, we're going to put, it's going to be actions, not words. Well, stop talking and put the actions into place.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm not believing a word that comes out of their mouth until I see it in front of my very own eyes. And it's probably, you got to wait till the end of the window to really assess it and see what they've done. And, it's important, I think, because the transfer window hasn't even opened yet. So let's not get up in arms about anything right now. Let's wait until it's all said and done and see what's been done. But in terms of the Levy selling to 8 Sports Capital and ENIC saying they're not aware of it, it's just, there's never a dull day at Tottenham, is there? There can't ever be just something that's straightforward.
It's like I was saying with Simeon when you were off this week. Tottenham are the equivalent of Would I Lie to You, that game show, where literally you hear those stupid statements and you think it can't be true, and it turns out to be true. We are just the biggest. What is the club doing? Is it true? Is it a lie?
No problem. That's all it is.
Basically, we are the Bob Mortimer and David Mitchell of football.
Yeah, madness, absolute madness. But in reality, does it even make too much of a difference anyway? Because Daniel Levy's got nothing to do with Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, he owns those shares in ENIC, and obviously ENIC owns Tottenham, but he's got nothing to do with Tottenham Hotspur anymore. So does it really make too much of a difference if
No,
Levy has? Oh.
To me, it doesn't. And when we heard all those statements that came out that we were just referring to, obviously a lot of people threw blame on Daniel Levy. And funnily enough, I like to do that on the odd occasion and lay the blame at him. But I lay the blame at him for a lot. But the way they were trying to throw him under the bus for actions since he's gone is just spineless and not on. But do I think Daniel Levy got us to where we were situation-wise? Yes. Blaming him for anything this season that was out of his control is just stupid. It's just stupid. So we'll have to see. But Daniel Levy really hasn't got anything more to do with Tottenham. When we're talking about past, always can bring him up, and I will do whatever I feel fit. And so
to present, past leads into the present, and I think he is a big reason why we're in this mess, or why we're in this mess this season. However, I do think if he was still at the club, I think he would have pulled the trigger at Thomas Frank a bit quicker. Yeah, and I do think he probably would have brought us in one player maybe in the January transfer window. So look, we'll never know. We'll never know at the end of the day.
Exactly. Like I said, let me just or reword what I say. Like I said, I blame Levy for things, certain players that are at the ground, the culture, everything that's gone on. But from the moment he left, any footballing decision from that moment and what led to not going big in January, that's not him. As much as I'd love to lay it on Levy, that's not him. What led us up until when he went in early September, I will throw a lot at him. But the way Vinay, who was lapping him up in the interview before Levy went, to then try to throw him under the bus.
He's got no shame. He's got no shame whatsoever.
Absolutely no shame whatsoever. And now ENIC have got to live up to their words. Will they? I still highly doubt it. But they've made big words. Now it's time to follow through or face the reaction.
Absolutely. You've talked the talk, mate. Now let's walk the walk. Let's see what happens.
Bingo.